go.
Thank you tonight for Harry and Esther, the baby.
Pleasure.
The house should always have baracha and smecha. Always good things.
We should put like a backdrop of like the beach.
On the beach? Put the quota, man.
The quota, look it
The
up.
beach.
Put the fish
If it's Harry's house, it makes sense. Make it nice.
You're the type to know how to do that stuff.
Make a fish
I'll
background.
sponsor it.
A nice boat.
Yeah. If it's Harry's house, do a
Boat on
nice
fire.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Interesting story. So, we want to bless you, Harry, that your family grows more and more and more. Only health and happiness.
Yeah, you're right.
Amen.
And the thanks to the sponsor, Raymond Mosseri, right?
Yes.
Raymond.
Raymond?
Raymond sponsored a lot, by the way.
Raymond sponsors a lot.
I didn't see him.
He never comes.
He doesn't come.
You gotta call him.
I gotta call him.
Get him in.
I feel like he's busy.
Oh,
I
I think
feel like he has to be.
Busy
I feel
guy.
he might have another class.
Yeah, I feel like he learns already. Yeah, he's a solid guy. So thank you for him for sponsoring. It's amazing how everyone gets involved. That's the beauty of the whole, the achdut and the whole thing.
And even
That's not
what
him.
you'd see as a negative, I see as a positive.
Like what?
When someone
Oh,
can't say
yeah.
it,
That's my positive
people
also.
jump up, people jump in,
100%.
and people say, "Please cover me."
I understand.
Yeah.
I
That's
understand.
I see it
achdut.
as a positive.
Yeah.
I understand.
That's somebody helping.
Now I just learned something. I understand.
Good. We help each
Like,
other.
if
out.
just one person said, "Oh, I don't want to say
Can
this
we get that?
Perek," I mean, that's another problem.
He is busy.
No, I don't think
If
anyone.
the person's busy, then
I don't think
it's another
anyone.
story.
I don't think anyone in there is purposely saying I don't want to do it because then they wouldn't want to be in the chat.
No, they want to be on the chat.
Right, they would just leave.
Yeah.
Alright, you ready? So I want to speak tonight about the converts. Converts, Gerim. It's like very nice topic.
Oh, sorry.
Very interesting.
That was alright.
And
Is it congrants?
convert.
Yeah.
Converts, Gerim. It's a very interesting topic, and
Yetro.
the parasha, it all combines. It all comes full circle. So we don't have that much time, but we're gonna go. We're gonna go as much as we can. So I want to start off tonight with like a background. The biggest problem that we have in terms of Judaism and halakha and like Torah and everything is when people let their emotions, right, and their feelings interfere in what it has to be. For example, a father has a son or whatever, daughter, and the daughter says, "Daddy, please let me run in the street. I want to run in the street. I'm dying to run in the street." So the father has to be strict and tell him, "Listen, you can't run in the street. I don't care what you say." And the kid's gonna cry and yell and scream, and you want to give him what he wants. But at the end of the day, some things you just can't give him. You can't let him run in the street because you know what the reason for that is, and you know what's gonna happen in the future. You see what's gonna happen, so you have to be tough as you can be. You can't just say, "I'm gonna let you do whatever you want." You gotta know how to put a hold on it. Same thing here in terms of Torah. Sometimes, our feelings and our emotion is let's be as nice as we can, be as open as we can, and friendly as we can. But when the Torah says what we have to do, and the rabbis make what we have to do, sometimes that's what it's for. Not really because we have to, because it's for the future. It's for whatever comes out in the past, in the future. So there was 2 times in the whole Jewish nation that they didn't accept converts. One time was during David HaMelech. In times of David HaMelech, they didn't accept converts. You know why? Because in those days, David HaMelech used to go to the war and used to kill every nation. He used to wipe out every single nation. So people would start converting like masses. Why? No, because they were afraid of getting killed. So that conversion obviously was not a solid conversion because they knew it was out of fright. So they weren't accepting anyone. That was one period of time. Then another period of time was Shlomo HaMelech time. In that time, there was no wars. Everything was peaceful. And Bnei Yisrael had a lot of money. Everything was grand at that time. And people started converting also. Not because of fright, because they wanted to live in the beauty and in the good times of Israel. So that's what they said, also this time, we can't accept the converts. So there's 2 times. One time is when they started converting out of fright, and second time is when they started converting out of the money. They said, we're going to stop these times. So now the parasha starts off.
Who said we're going to stop these times?
The rabbis in those days, in Shlomo Melech's time and in David HaMelech's time,
They stopped converts?
They stopped accepting the converts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because David's time.
Which parasha are you doing right now?
No, this is back. I'm telling you just the background. David HaMelech, they stopped it because they were killing every nation, so the goyim got afraid, so they would convert. And in Shlomo's time, they had a lot of money, so they stopped accepting the converts because they knew they were converting because they wanted to bask in the good times. Now, tonight it starts off. What is a proper procedure to speaking to a ger? Guy wants to convert. Guy's a non-Jewish guy. He wants to convert. You know, your inner sense tells you, you know what? I think I want to get in closer. It's a good thing to do, right? That's what we should do, right?
Opposite.
It's the opposite. You're supposed to do
Push him away.
push them away. Why? Not because we're mean people.
If he really wants it,
So here's what we learn. We learn how to speak to a convert. You know from where? From Megillat Ruth. From Ruth. Ruth was the first convert who ever made a big, I would say, probably the biggest impact. From Ruth comes David HaMelech, comes the Mashiach.
Yitro was before Ruth.
Right, but from Ruth is the whole lineage, the Yehudah, the whole kingdomship comes from Ruth. And the question is, what happened during Ruth's time? So I want to give you a little bit of a background. In the story of Megillat Ruth, Naomi, who was the mother-in-law, had 2 sons, Machlon and Kilyon, and they both passed away. And one of them was married to Ruth. She wasn't Jewish.
At the same time?
Passed away at the same time.
But she didn't convert yet.
She didn't convert yet. They married a non-Jew. She wasn't Jewish, Ruth. And after, those 2 sons passed away, so their wives, who was Ruth and Orpah, were now widows, and their mother-in-law, Naomi, says, you guys should just, continue on in your life. We have to cut ways.
They both weren't Jewish.
Both weren't Jewish, right. We're going to cut ways, and wherever you go, wherever I go, and that's it. There's pretty much no more connection anymore. Once the son-in-laws pass away, there's no more connection to the daughter-in-law anymore. So Orpah left, and Ruth said, I want to stay with you. I want to stay with you. He loved her. She loved her mother-in-law, and she wanted to stay with her. So Naomi says, what do you mean you want to stay with me? I'm not, your husband passed away. I have no more kids. Nothing I can really help you with anymore. And she says, no, I want to stay with you, and I want to convert. And the pasuk says exactly what happens. Naomi's speaking to her daughter-in-law Ruth, and she's trying to push her away. And here's where we learn how to act with a convert. It says in the pasuk that Ruth says, Asher telchi elech. Wherever you go, I'm going to go. And then it says, Ve'asher talini alini. Wherever you sleep, I'm going to sleep. Amech.
Talini means
Talun.
talun, but it's talking about yourself. Talini, right? In terms of like grammar.
Yeah, wherever you
Yeah, Ve'asher talini alini. Wherever
you sleep, I sleep.
Wherever I sleep, I
I'm
sleep.
gonna
Doesn't talini mean where I sleep?
Yeah, that's what she's saying.
No, you're saying where you sleep.
Where you sleep, I sleep.
But the word talini means where I sleep.
No, you can also pronounce. You can also in grammar. You can also say, shili. It's dikduk. You can also figure out that it's speaking about the same person as well. So it's wherever she's saying wherever you go, I'm going. Wherever you sleep, I sleep. Right? Your nation is my nation, and your God is my God. What does that mean? From here, this is where we learn how to deal with the convert. Listen to what she was saying. Naomi was telling Ruth, "What do you mean? Look, I want to read you the words of Rashi. Mikan amru hachamim, ger shebal l'tgayer, a ger that wants to convert. We have to first tell him the bad things. First, you got to give him some bad things. You can't say, listen, Judaism is great. It's great to be Jewish. We have this and that, this and that. No.
They're not trying to sell them on it.
Opposite. We're not looking for customers. The Christianity, they love new customers. They want new memberships.
Yeah.
That's all they care about is memberships. They want that Sunday church to be full.
Yeah.
You know how many times they have those pastors that come out and they're all fraud? They're just completely 100% fraud. Why? Because all they care about end of the day is if that place is filled. I don't know if you guys know, but on Sunday mornings they have those shows on TV, the church shows, where the guy speaks.
Yeah.
Those places are packed.
Yeah, you're talking
Packed.
about
I'm talking about like
3,000 people.
I'm talking about packed.
Yeah, watch them every
These
Sunday.
guys, these guys are really, really rich. Like I know one of the guys on the list was a rich guy. He was a fraud. He became to be they put him in jail, I think.
It's like a money scheme.
It was a money scheme because he takes membership.
Uh-huh.
It's like really hardcore scheme, like
And
big
it's
time.
donations to
Not in donation. It was just like they have like a thing that they know how to skill it. But it's very interesting because they're packed. So what does she say? Naomi tells Ruth, why would you want to come to us for? Why would you want to be Jewish? And what does she say? Elech, wherever tilchi elech. What does that mean? Naomi was telling Ruth, first of all, before you want to do anything, we have rules. We can't go anywhere we want. For instance, on Shabbat, we have a rule called Tchum Shabbat. You can't go 2,000 amot out of the city. So on Shabbat, you're stuck pretty much. So she's trying to tell her all these things you can't do. In terms of, you can't go certain places. Sometimes there's no place, there's no Eruv, you can't carry. Sometimes you can't go to a certain place because it's not a good place. She was saying, there's things you can't do. Why would you want to do these types of things? And Ruth says, wherever you go, I'm going to go. That was the first check on that list. Then she tells her, we have rules about sleeping. You can't sleep with someone else that's not married. You can't be in yichud. You can't live with someone that's, you can't be in the same room with somebody. You can't, all these different rules about nidah, right? How to have a proper marriage. She was telling them, listen, why would you want to do that for? You're not Jewish. You don't have to do all these nidah stuff. We have to. She said, wherever you sleep, I'm going to sleep. Meaning, however you sleep, the same rules that you keep, I'm going to keep. And then she tells her, our nation is not like your nation. We get killed. Amech ami. Our nation, there's tons of tragic things that happen. When someone wants to convert, listen, why would you want to convert so fast? The Jewish people get persecuted every single day, every single year, every single month. It's a happenstance. It's not like we're just going to be we're going to be forgotten about. They want to kill us, and that's Esav Sanei Yaakov forever. Why would you want to come into that boat? We're born in it, so that's where we live. We're grown up in the way that we live. That people want it. People
Touchy subject with the boat.
What?
The word boat with Harry's touchy subject.
Oh, sorry, the fire. Sorry. The boat driver washed them out.
Amen.
Maybe it's good. No.
How did I get to the boat even? What boat?
You said you don't want to be in that boat.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. But you don't want to be in that situation. So Ruth was saying, I don't care. I don't care about all that stuff. I don't care if the Jews are persecuted. I want to convert. And then in the end she said, once you convert, you can't do other idols. You can't worship any other avodah. So I don't care. Elokai, your God is going to be my God. From here we see that you have to push the Ged as far as you can. Push him away. You got to give him a bunch of different things, like a litmus test of how many things that aren't good about Judaism to their eyes to push him away. And if the guy falls back and he falls away, then great, that's it. He goes back to his life. But if he converts, that's a true Ged. That's a true Ged. There's people
better than most Jews.
Right. Sometimes it says like Gerim are like thorns to the Jewish nation. You know why? Because they poke us. Because we see how they act and they say, wow, if that guy came from a non-Jewish family and he's acting better than me and I'm a Jewish guy, it's like a thorn. It pokes us all the time.
Right.
It's like a thorn. Because at the end of the day, they know what the truth is and they're going straight for the truth. They're not going there to be like, on the middle line. They want to go all the way straight. So you see from here that a true Ger is someone that you push away as far as you can and he comes back. Not the opposite. People think sometimes you have to be as easy as we can and as friendly as we can to get them in.
Was that the intention of the edict, or no?
No, I think that's like a totally separate thing. That's more of the way the community was, in terms of money and everything, and the way the rabbis sold in 60 years ago that the way the money was coming in, that people are going to be wealthy families and everything is going to be the way.
They redid it right in like the 80s or something.
Yeah, but it's still the same thing.
They redid it because a lot of guys had to travel to the Orient and they were traveling for like months at a time.
And it was tough to.
I mean, whatever. There's a good chance if you're not around the community and you're away, you're gonna meet a Jew and. That's how, I mean, not that
it happens.
Me, but,
no, it happens. It happens. It definitely happens.
happens.
Definitely happens. But bottom line,
A lot of intermarriages.
Yeah, a lot
50s
of-
and 60s. It was
But-
big.
yeah. But also it helped. But it also helped the community because the community is pretty much not that much of intermarriage in terms of the other world. Other communities there's a lot, like 80% intermarriage. But thank God in the community it's very strong because we have that border, we have that gate that keeps us strong. You know what I mean? It's a blessing that we have Syrians marrying Syrians. It's whatever it is. Not Syrian, people that we're all in the same community. It's very important. Whatever it is. So basically, tonight we learn what it is a true ger. What is a true convert from root? And now I want to go back to the parasha that we spoke about. Yitro. In Parshat Yitro, there is the giving of the 10 Commandments, right? Tan Torah, it's giving the 10 Commandments. There's an interesting thing it says. By the 10 Commandments, it says that when Hashem was giving over the 10 Commandments, he said the first one, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, he said it from himself. Hashem himself said it. And when he said it, the force, the power, whatever you want to call it, the spirituality was so strong that Bnei Yisrael could not take it. They were so afraid. They told Moshe, we cannot bear hearing Hashem speak to us. From now on, you give over the next 9 commandments. And from then on, Moshe Rabbeinu was the one who said the next 9 commandments. But it wasn't Hashem anymore. Hashem said the first one, and that's it. And in the first commandment, it says, Kolotu Brakim, there was lightning, thunder, smoke, fire, loud noises, crazy stuff. And people were afraid. The Bnei Yisrael were afraid. So they went back. They retracted the steps. Because they were totally afraid. Imagine taking a 3-year-old kid to a haunted house. 3-year-old kid to a haunted house in Six Flags. You know how afraid the kid is? He's going to go inside. Everything he hears, he's going to jump. Right? He sees a clown, the guy's going to go crazy. Little kid, 3 years old, he doesn't know what's going on. Take him to a haunted house, it's going to scare him. You can hurt him. That's what Bnei Yisrael felt like in those days. When they heard Hashem speaking, they could not take it. They could not take it. They're totally petrified. So the famous question, if Hashem knew Bnei Yisrael could not handle it, right? It was too scary for them. If I'm a father, I'm taking my 3-year-old kid to the haunted house. I know he's not going to handle it. I know he's going to freak out. So why would I take him to the haunted house?
To instill fear back into them. They just went from Chet to Ega. That second. They went in like the highest point back to the lowest point, and you have to bring them back up
That's nice.
fear.
Smack around a little bit.
This is the Chet Ega was already after the 10 Commandments.
Really?
Yeah.
It was
No, it wasn't.
It was after.
Yeah,
It
'cause
was.
just came out of the...
10 Commandments was on top of the mountain. From that point,
But they heard when it was being inscribed.
they heard it. They heard everything.
They
But
heard
from
it.
that point until Moshe came down, there was a time when they thought Moshe was lost. He came down late.
So when he came
According
down
to the calculation.
he had already given the 10 Commandments. Or
Yeah,
he
they already heard it. But later on, when he comes down with the actual stone, he sees them doing what he sees, and he breaks the stones. So it was already after the 10 Commandments was given from Hashem. But during the actual commandment, there was lightning and thunder. So why would Hashem make all this crazy stuff to fear them, make them afraid, if he knew they could handle it? That's the question that the rabbis ask. Everyone understand the question? Right? Makes sense. If you can't handle it, why would you put them there? Here's the answer. Because the Torah doesn't get dimmed because you can't handle it. We don't lighten the Torah if a guy can't handle it. The Torah stays the way it is.
But he did lighten it.
Didn't lighten it.
He did. He stopped saying it at the first.
No, the lights and the sounds and the thunder, that was all continuous. Just that they gave it to Moshe because they couldn't physically handle it anymore. The Dash says that their soul was about to leave. They were going to pass away from fear. So Hashem had to give them the commandments through Moshe.
But there was still all the gas going on.
Still all the guys going on. So the fear was the sounds. Wasn't that was the fear. The answer is the Torah stays on that high level. Torah is that's the way Torah is. We can't go ahead and say, you know what, the Torah is too strong, we gotta lessen it. Doesn't work that way. We have to go onto the Torah's level. Torah is created for us. I'll give you an example. Do you know why we have animals in the world?
To teach us.
To eat.
The Torah was there before the world. Understand this. Torah is like a blueprint. The whole book is like a blueprint, right? If you want to build a house, the blueprint is already built already. You have a blueprint. On the blueprint, everything's created. You have a door, you have a bathroom, you have a sink, right? But there's no house there. So how can you say that there's a bathroom on the blueprint if there's no bathroom if there's no house even there? So here's the answer. The blueprint is already pre-established. You have to go ahead and create the house from the blueprint. Right. The Torah is the blueprint. Now, if the Torah says you have to bring a korban, you got to bring sheep, you got to bring whatever it is, you got to bring all these korbanot. So what do you need to create? Animals. You understand? The reason why he created animals is because the Torah already said that you have to give a korban. So now you have to put an animal. The Torah says,
There's only specific animals that you bring as a korban.
Right. So I'm just saying, and give me an example of how Hashem created the world. Meaning, you know why we have parents? The reason why we have parents? Because it says in Torah, because if it didn't say that, then I wouldn't need to have parents. Hashem would just give everyone to be born to their person, and he'll do it some other way. But he created every single thing from the Torah. The reason why we have a tree is that we can do borei pri ha'etz. All these type of things is all created from Torah. Got that so far? So now, we're going to speak about the actual parasha. Yitro. What made Yitro convert? The Torah says an amazing thing. What did Yitro hear? He heard two things. He heard the Yam Suf, and he heard Milchemet Amalek, the war of Amalek. Yam Suf is when the Egyptians were chasing after them, right? And the sea split, that's Yam Suf. Amalek is right after the sea split. The whole world was afraid of Bnei Yisrael. Amalek came and attacked them. We beat them.
Why were they afraid of it? Oh, because we just...
Everyone was afraid because the sea just split. The sea just split. The whole world saw the sea split.
Number one empire in the world, in the history of the world.
If a guy was holding a cup in I don't know, Africa, his cup split.
Oh,
all the waters in the world split at that time. Not only did it split, the pasuk says Legozer Yamsuf Ligzarim, 12 different paths for each shevet. Every single thing of water in the world split 12 different paths. I mean, if a guy was in Africa holding a cup, it split 12 different ways. Legozer Yamsuf Ligzarim, to different paths. That was the Ness also. People think they just went in and that's it. No, there was so many different miracles. You know, someone would go into the wall and grab fruit from the ocean. Grab fruit.
Salt or sweet.
Everything. It's a whole mess. So people knew that. So everyone's afraid. Amalek came and attacked them, even though they knew they're gonna die like a kamikaze. They're gonna go and attack them to show that here, Bnei Yisrael is not just a crazy nation that you can't attack them. I want to go and fight them. So Yitro hears these two things. I want to ask you a question. Is there a difference? What's the difference between the Yam Suf and the war of Amalek? Again, Yam Suf is the Mitzrim we didn't have to fight them because the sea split. Amalek, they came for us and we defeated them. There's a major difference. By the Mitzrim, right? By the Mitzrim, we didn't have to fight them. There was no war there. Just the sea split was an open miracle. Great things. But by Amalek, they came to kill us. From here you learn an amazing thing. Yitro, he heard both sides of the story. Yitro, who was an actual true convert, he heard both sides of the story. He heard the good things about Bnei Yisrael, the miracles Hashem does for us. He heard all the good times, and he also heard the bad times.
Why is it bad though?
He also heard the Amalek times.
It's not bad.
It's bad.
Why is it bad?
Because this time we defeated them. But there's so many times when Amalek came every single generation to try to attack us, and they still attack us, right? We get hit a few in there, but we get hit. Yitro heard that Amalek is in the world and they want to kill the Jews. Meaning he heard that the Jewish nation is the nation that gets chased after every generation, and he still converted. That's the amazing lesson of Yitro.
He knew he was going to get...
Meaning he knew what he was getting into. Don't think he comes to the Jewish nation and everything just grand. Right, everything just Yam Suf, everything just miracles. It's not. There's also Amalek in the world. Amalek is every generation coming to attack us. Yitro heard that and he had a chance to either decide, wait, should I stay where I am and maybe not convert?
How do you know how to identify Amalek though?
What do you mean?
Like now, who's that?
No, so back in the day they knew it was Amalek because Amalek had a name. The guy's name's Amalek.
Oh.
That was the guy's name.
The nation was Amalek.
The nation was Amalek. It was the son of Esav. You know, it was one of the sons of Esav.
Grandson.
Yeah,
the Jews walking
grandsons.
through the desert and all picked up the mountain. Was it Amalek that was attacking the Jews? All picked up the mountain. He was in charge of. He was like the king of the nation.
Amalek was Bashan, different nation.
Oh, it's a different nation.
Different nation. So let me just go back to this point. Yitro heard these two things. I have another answer I want to tell you. It's an amazing answer. The Khatam Sofer says, amazing thing. Yitro heard something that was really amazing. You know what he heard? He heard that Bnei Yisrael have an amazing characteristic. Listen to this answer. This is probably Chidush. How many people chase after Bnei Yisrael? Do you know? Do you know how many people chase after Mitzrim? The Egyptians. How many did they run with?
Millions. No.
No, the Mitzrim, the Egyptians. Paro?
600,000.
600.
600?
Not Bnei Yisrael. 600.
Men on chariots?
Yeah, men on chariots. 600 men on horses.
Against how many people
came to chase Bnei Yisrael. You know how many they had? 600,000 men over 20. 3 million people total.
and
Women.
60 agates.
600.
600
600 against
Crazy.
3 million. against 3 million.
Wow.
So now Yitro hears this. 600 versus 3 million. Why wouldn't the Jews just turn around and kill? If 10 guys go to one guy, if 100 guys go to one, if 1,000 go to one, they won.
I had the horses and the bow and arrows and
600 to 3 million? Not in comparison. It's not even cool. I told you, if you just spit, you can bury them with your spit. You know what that is? 600 to 3 million? Why wouldn't they just turn around and kill them? Listen to this amazing answer. Yitro heard that Bnei Yisrael didn't turn around and attack them. But when it came to Amalek came and they attacked them and they killed them. They destroyed the whole Amalek. So Yitro hears, wait, I don't understand. If 600 came to attack you, why didn't you attack? And when a huge nation like Amalek came, that's when you stopped the fight? What happened over here? Listen to this. Bnei Yisrael, they didn't want to kill the Egyptians. You know why? Because they had Hakarat Hatov. They had what's called, they had
Like pride,
gratitude, thankfulness. They thanked the Mitzrayim. You know why? Because even though they made them slaves, even though they beat them up, even though they took care, they have a hard time, they still gave them a place to live. They gave them food, they gave them drink, and they kept them alive. Forever time it was, they're in Mitzrayim, they had a place to sleep. Even though it was tough, even though it was a tough place to live, right? You were slaves, everything was tough. But they gave them a house to stay, they gave them a country, they have the whole land of Goshen. By the way, the Egyptians, they made a rule that Shevet Levi does not work in the slavery. They learned Torah all day.
Right, they wanted to keep them away because they knew that...
Right, they knew that someone was bored, but they put them aside. So the Bnei Yisrael said, you know what? We can't kill the Mitzrayim. Because they gave us a house to live in. Even though they made us slaves, out of gratitude, I cannot kill them.
And they just hushed out everything they got from them, you know?
Right.
They took all their gold.
But they said, I can't kill them. But when Amalek came, they can't kill them. But when Amalek came, they destroyed everything in 1 second. Yitro heard, wow. Yitro heard that. He said, that's a nation. That's a true nation. People that are not willing to kill the other nation because out of gratitude. No one else has that.
So after Amalek,
amazing concept.
after the Yam Suf, how much longer was it until Amalek?
Right then.
Oh, it was
Right there. Same place.
So right after you get out of the ocean.
And then they went into a war?
By the way, most people don't know this. Yam Suf was not, you go in here and you come out the other side.
same side.
They did a U-turn.
Yeah, I heard
Went in,
that
came out.
recently. They made it just a straight U-turn.
That's it.
When you do the math from outside.
Yeah.
Right, you go, oh, that is how it is? That's
Right,
Kiddush.
you do the
dollars?
C split like this. Now,
Oh, nice.
Why you do that?
That's a good one. I know that. That's a Chidush.
I
That's a
guarantee
good one.
most
That's
philosophers
that one.
today and people think it was straight through.
Right, it's not straight through.
Scientists.
They only went in and came out to get the Mitzvim inside. They went in, they drew them in, and they came back out the same way they came in.
So that makes
Right,
sense.
like
It's
all it is.
low
Made a
tide.
U-turn.
No, I'm kidding.
Made a U-turn.
It's super low tide. It's all.
They made a straight up U-turn. That's all it was. That's an amazing thing. So Yitro hears what Bnei Yisrael have, that they have this midah of hakaratov, and he decides to convert because of that. You see from here that the way to convert somebody is not by going out there and telling him about the Jewish nation. No. You being yourself, you being the perfect Jew, that itself is the ultimate way to convert somebody. I'll give you an example. I told you this many times before. There was once Rabbi Yashiv, Rabbi Shalom, passed away recently, but one of the biggest rabbis of the world, the biggest posek. And he was like in 100 plus. And one time, Erev Pesach comes in this guy. I told you the story many times. You probably know the story. Guy comes into the house right before Pesach, like an hour before Pesach. And the Shamash tells the guy, what are you doing here? The house is busy. What's the story? He says, I want to speak to the Rabbi Yashiv. He says, what do you mean? What kind of bad time do you have? So he begs him, and the guy says, okay, lets him in. He goes to speak to Rabbi Yashiv, and the Shamash tells Rabbi Yashiv, do you know who this guy is?
Get out.
No, he goes, do you know who this guy is? And the rabbi looks at him and says, I don't know who he is. He goes, look at him very closely. He says, I don't know. And he tells Rabbi Yashiv, he says, this guy, he's with his son now. He says, this guy came to you 5 years ago on Erev Pesach, just like today. He came to you 5 years ago. But when he came to you 5 years ago, he came to buy the chametz from you. He was the goy that buys the chametz. You know how there's a guy in Tradition, it's a goy, so we sell the chametz to?
Yeah.
It's like a regular guy off the street. We get him, and every year we know that's the guy we sell the chametz to. Right? So we know that there's a guy that sold the chametzu. So Rabbi Yosef had a guy who he sold the chametzu all his life. And he sold the chametz to this guy. 5 years later, the guy comes back, regular religious Jewish guy, with his son. Everything is totally different. And they asked him, what made you convert? And the guy said, when I came in that day to Rabbi Yoshev's house, I just saw what greatness was. I saw what a rabbi was. He was amazed by the way he, again, sometimes when you go to like a huge rabbi's house, you walk into the house, you walk into the guy's house, just the rabbi's house, you're totally amazed. You ever go see a big rabbi? Anyone ever go see a rabbi's house?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
It's in the study all day.
You ever go just into the house?
My bar mitzvah went to visit Chamavaria.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a zechut you have.
Really?
Going into their house, you get amazed. I went to Rav Steinman's house, he needs it. I went to his house, he's 103 plus. He leads the whole world in terms of Judaism right now stands on his shoulders, pretty much that way.
Really?
In terms of halacha, in terms of the way everything goes, everything is on his shoulders. Any question that you have in anything, but now Rav Steinman is the whole world. Everything is on his shoulders. Right now he's in the hospital also, hopefully he should be better. But everything is on his shoulders. I'm talking about the whole world rests on his shoulders. He has barely any teeth.
But how's his house when you go to his
I'll
house?
tell you right now, I want this house. He has barely any teeth. And they took him to the dentist. And then they said, what do you care about fixing your teeth? He says, what do you mean? He says, what do you mean I have to eat challah on Shabbat? So he says, well, challah on Shabbat, what do you mean? How about during the week? He says, I don't eat anything during the week.
Wow.
Doesn't eat. The whole week, that's it, from Shabbat to Shabbat. At night, he eats. Say he eats a little rice and some oatmeal. That's all he eats. During the day, he doesn't speak to him. Food doesn't speak to him already. At 103, he's already living in Olam Haba in this world. He doesn't need these type of things. I went to his house. I'm telling you, his house is unbelievable. Every wall, you can't see the wall.
Who's rapper?
Books, Rabbi Steinman. All books, everywhere you go, just Sfarim, everywhere you go. You wouldn't say it's a nice house. Nice is even in the word. Ugly is not the word. The house is run down. This is a rabbi, when he travels, he goes in private jets. Because people give it to him. He doesn't know anything. But his house, nothing. Wooden table. He doesn't have a kitchen. It's a you ever hear of a Bunsen burner?
Yeah.
Bunsen burners? Like a thing you just light it?
In,
Right, you just burn things, right? Like a portable stove. That's what he has in his kitchen.
That modest.
2 portable stoves, right? And heats up food. He sits.
He doesn't eat anything materialistic.
Nothing. You know how we have a chair, we have a back on the chair? He never sits with his back to the chair. Always like this. Meaning he's always learning, he's always, not like a newspaper, he's always bent over. And then in his older days, he got so weak that they had to make him sit with a good posture. You know what they did? He would refuse to sit back. So I'll send you a picture. So how does he sit? He has his bed behind him, and he has the wall of his room. They take a chair, they flip it upside down, right? So they put the chair in between the wall and his back. So it postures him up. But he's not sitting on the back of the chair, but he's sitting on a different chair. Your jacket? So he's sitting on a different chair to posture his back up. That's the way he lives. That's the way he lives. You go into his house. Yeah, he took his shirts. You go into his house for half an hour, you come out a different man. You come out a totally different man. That's what happened with this convert. He went to Rabbi Yosef's house to buy the chametz. Just speaking to him, glory. Became a convert. Amazing concept. You internalize that concept.
Yeah.
That the way we convert people is not by going out and getting them on the street and handing out pamphlets, like you do by Jehovah's Witnesses and the train station. There's a big booth. Got handing out papers. JC is the right one. All this type of thing. That's nonsense. You trying to sell me fake information.
Put it this way. Ready for this one? I was in Mexico 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting by the pool. And there's the L6 guy sitting right there at the pool. And the guy's just dancing like this, holding a giant mug this big. One of those like koozie mugs. He said the guy's dancing in the pool, whatever. So I started hacking with the guy. I gave it to my wife and just like talking to the guy. So the guy's like, oh, where are you from? New York, back and forth. You know what the guy does? He goes, oh yeah, oh, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. And the guy's drunk out of his mind, like plastered. Then his father comes out. They start hacking with us. They give us 2 pamphlets, and they're drunk as anything, and they walk away. I'm like looking at it, I'm like, I'm like, it's scrap paper, just throw it on the floor. It was ridiculous, like that. They're drunk at a pool with things this big, telling us how they saved $20 on rum by bringing it themselves.
And they're trying to
promote,
people, to their religion. That's how the religion is. It's just nonsense. But when they try to sell it to you, it's like really desperate. But the Jewish people are not desperate for no one. No. We don't want you to come in. Stay out.
I have a crazy quick story.
Yeah, say it.
Every it should be every single.
Sign what?
No, the love Yetro. What else?
Sukkot.
Sukkot. It's every Sukkot, right before Sukkot, we get this very old rabbi that comes into where I work. Comes in. He must be 90 something. He can barely walk, and he has hospital ID bracelets on his wrist. He comes in, and he goes, you Jewish? You Jewish? He's not Lubavitch at all. And he knows us by now. He comes in with, let's say he asks me how many lulav etrog sets I want. I tell him 4 or 5. He comes in with let's say 5 sets. He brings the books. He brings candies. He brings calendars. He brings anything he could possibly bring. Right. Right? Doesn't matter how much I give him. Whether I give him 26, 18, 52, 101,
he's giving
1,000, right? He gives me like crazy amount of stuff. He comes to me and he goes, I don't care who you give to, but here's a list of organizations that you can give to. So every year we give to the guy. And one day I deal with a lot of diamond dealers, all Hasidic guys. The guy walks in to work with me. The guy's waiting and he sees this rabbi in the store. And the guy, he looks like he never changed his jacket.
Right. You can tell
he's very run down. You can see the old porn and everything. He looks like he can't afford anything. So we give him the checks to all the organizations he asked him to, and a guy comes up to me, he goes, Harry, if I could only tell you how wealthy this rabbi is. I said, what do you mean how wealthy? He goes, put it this way, he owns properties all over New York, all over Queens. He funds schools, things, this, that. I said, so why is he here
doing this?
Asking for $100 here and there for these organizations. He goes, he's only doing it for the mitzvah. That's it. Nothing else. He doesn't care how much you give. He doesn't care if you give $2. It doesn't make a difference to him.
Wow.
But he goes out of his way, never changes his jacket, never changes CC, just because that's what humbles him. That's what he does. I follow him outside. He has a driver that takes him around like almost like a limousine.
Get out of here.
Wow. Yeah, and a crew. Like they stay in the outskirts on the street. They don't come into the store.
They don't come to the store. Wow.
And how amazing is that? The guy goes around anyone that's Yehud in the city to collect.
That's very nice.
Isn't that crazy? It shows you how humble.
You never know. It humbles him, of course. It's an amazing concept.
It's crazy.
It's a nice...
Special people in the world.
Yeah, there's people out there like that. There is people. You just gotta find them, you know? You just gotta find them.
He's like rich and he's wearing run down the city. You never think twice.
You never think in a million years his hospital ID bracelets. Like that means he goes to the hospital all the time.
It's probably, Wow. Harry, that's a crazy story. Listen to this. Yitro comes, he wants to convert, right?
Wait, hold on one second, sorry.
Yeah.
Who is Yitro?
Who is he?
Yeah, who is Yitro?
He is the father-in-law of Moshe.
Okay.
He gave him his daughter to marry. But he was, before he converted, he was the Pope of the world. The Pope. Kohen Midian. He was the Pope of the whole world.
Oh, that's a Kohen Midian?
Kohen Midian. He was the Pope, meaning the head of all of Avodat.
He was a very high-ranking
highest guy. Oh, that's an amazing lesson.
Like the new guy,
yeah?
It says...
So this is after Yam Suf and all that?
After Yam Suf, yeah.
So wouldn't you say the father-in-law Moshe wanted to... It saw what Moshe, his son-in-law, did for the nation and how close they are with God? Wouldn't you say that automatic conversion?
Automatic conversion? Meaning what?
His daughter is married to Moshe.
Right.
And he experienced everything his son just...
He wasn't there.
Just went through.
He wasn't there.
He heard about it.
He heard it, right.
And wouldn't it be automatic? Like my son-in-law just went and took out of 600 guys that were chasing 3 million people, and the sea split, and darkness, and thing. God was with them, fire coming down from the sky.
So what are you saying?
You say it's automatic conversion?
Right, I hear what you're saying.
Like
if I was a non-Jew and I saw this happening,
and it's his daughter. It's his daughter.
This is the truth.
So you know, so it's a great question and it's an amazing answer. The pasuk, the first word of the pasuk says, "Vayishma Yitro." Yitro heard. I don't say Yitro heard. The whole world heard. What does that mean? He heard. Yitro heard, and he internalized it. Everyone else heard, and everyone else.
And nobody budged.
No one else changed their life.
Yeah.
How many times do you go to class, you go to an amazing, inspirable lesson, or you go to a shmooze, you get so inspired for the first week, you're crazy, you're flying sky high. 2 weeks later, it comes down. A month later, by a year later, it's already forgotten. Yitro heard it, internalized it, and left his position as Kohen Midian. Pasuk says, Vayishma Yitro, Kohen Midian. The Yitro was the head of the whole world in terms of the Pope, right? Choten Moshe. It goes from one title to another. Listen to the titles. Vayishma Yitro, Yitro heard, who was the Pope of the whole world. And then it says Choten Moshe. You know what the amazing lesson of Yitro was? He was willing to sacrifice his title as Kohen Midian, the Pope of the world, to be known as Choten Moshe, the father-in-law of Moshe. He left his title as the Pope to downgrade in his eyes, to downgrade himself and become the father-in-law of Moshe. Imagine like this. Imagine Donald Trump today leaves the White House and he becomes Rav Steinman's Gabbai.
Yeah, no, it's a huge...
That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. Imagine what it would say. Like, in his
never give that up.
Right, in the Goyim's eyes, that's like the ultimate statue. Kohen Midian. He is the number one guy. And then he goes all the way down. He goes as the father-in-law of Moshe. Not only that, in Binyan he had everything in the world. He had money, power, everything. He left it. And he went to the Midbar to go live with the Jewish people in the desert. Nothing's there. Desert, empty, desolate. Let me ask you a question. We know if a guy comes to Baal Tshuva or there's a Gid, we can't remind him of the sins he did in the past. We're not allowed to. It's a sin, because you're making the guy feel bad. Guy converts, right? And you see him in shul. I say, oh, remember when you used to work in the pizza store when you were non-Jewish? You can't say that. So you have to make the guy feel bad. Or if you see guys like a guy became religious, right? You tell the guy, listen, I remember you back in the day when you were in the clubs, how many girls you used to hang out with? You can't say that because it's going to make the guy feel bad. You don't remind him of what his past is. So why does the Torah mention about Yitro that he was Kohen Midian, that he was the Pope? It's reminding him of his past. Right now now he already converted. So now if you're a Jewish man, don't tell me that this is the Pope who was once the Pope. You don't have to remind me of what the past was.
He was, yeah.
Here's the answer. The fact that he writes the Kohen Midian, that's the greatest praise that you can say. That he was able to sacrifice everything and leave the money and fame and wealth that he had and go to the desert to live with the Jewish people. Leave where you used to. Leave your environment and go to the desert. No one can do that. No one is able to do that. That's the highest level that someone can do. And that's about an amazing lesson. Not only did he sacrifice his title, but Hashem paid him back. You know what the payback was? You sacrificed your title as Kohen Midian to become the father-in-law of Moshe. I'm going to pay you back forever and ever. You're going to have a zechut to have your name as a parasha in the Torah. Wow. There's no parasha Abraham. There's no Yitzchak. There's no Yaakov. There's no Yosef. There's no Moshe. There's no Aaron. There's nothing. But there's Yitro. What did he do? He converted? So he gets a parasha under his name? No. He sacrificed himself and he lowered himself to become part of the Jewish nation. Hashem pays him back. A guy like that, Hashem pays him back. If you're going to sacrifice yourself, you can get paid back. And not only that, does he have a parasha under his name, but in his parasha is the 10 Commandments. The Holy 10 Commandments.
I didn't even think of that.
It's in his parasha. You know why? Because if you want to be able to learn Torah, you have to act like Yitro.
You have to take a risk. Like, not a risk.
You got to sacrifice some things in life.
Sacrifice yourself.
You know what the message of him going to the desert was? Go to the desert. You got to leave your environment. You know why? Because the Torah was given in Har Sinai. It wasn't given in Yerushalayim. Torah was not given in Israel. You know why? Because if it was given in Israel, people would say, listen, only in Israel you can learn Torah. It was given in the desert. The desert is empty, open to everyone. There's no rules in the desert. There's no boundaries. There's no territory. It's free game. So anyone can come and take a piece of the action. Even non-Jews. Gerim. They can come and they can be part of the Torah. That's the lesson of the desert. The desert is, sometimes we go to shul and it's freezing there. So you say, I can't handle this. AC's blessed. I gotta leave the shul. No, you gotta be like you gotta go to the desert. You gotta forget about everything else in life. You're one with Torah. Forget all the other luxuries in life. There's guys that come to shul, and if there's no coffee, you can't learn. There's a guy like that. I mean, it's not bad. It's not. That's the way life is. That's nature is. Yeah. But you have to understand that you have to know how to adapt. You can't adapt. You have to know how to change yourself, and not always be stuck in your environment. Yitro left the place that he lived. He could have been a religious guy and converted and stayed in his city, right? Nothing wrong with that. He could have just be a convert, be a religious guy, and live where he was. Still have his house, still have his community. He could have even converted the people in his city, maybe, right? He didn't have to leave and go to Egypt and go to the desert, but he did. You know why? Because he had to let go of the luxuries that he lived in, and go to the desert, empty space. That's how you go learn Torah. Not when everything's great. Sometimes when things are tough and you still learn Torah, that's what a real person is.
In Masech Berachot, it says that you should run to shul and walk home. You know how hard it is? That's the opposite. Crawl to shul.
That's what it is. Run.
It's a sacrifice.
It's a big sacrifice.
You get up every day. I know you get up every day.
No, everyone, yeah.
It's very difficult. It's a major site. You stay in your bed.
100%. Everything. By the way, it's not only in that. Also mitzvah. They say run to do mitzvah. Run. You have anything. You have to do whatever. By the way, I'll give you a hint. You only need to do crazy things. Giving food to your wife is a chesed. Giving food to your son and your children is a chesed. You're doing chesed every single day. You just don't think about it that way because you think you're forced to do it. Right. But no, it's chesed. It's 100% a mitzvah. I want to give you guys a nice Gemara that not that many people hear, so you guys are going to enjoy it, right? A lot of times people ask me crazy questions on it. But I want to give you, I have like a few minutes left. No, it's on. But I want to give you an amazing thing. I spoke about it once before, but I want to hear it in depth. You guys ready for this one or no?
Yeah.
So listen.
What Masechet is it?
Masechet Sukkah. Page Kaf Chet Koach. Listen to this. Amazing thing. Yitro is a convert, right? In his parasha is the 10 Commandments. Why in his parasha is the 10 Commandments? What does that have to do with converts, Torah? What does that have to do with anything?
Because every convert has to look to the 10 Commandments.
The Gemara asks the question?
No, it's a question that the Rav is asking. How does the Gerim and the Torah compare? How does First of all, what is it? It says that whoever was by Har Sinai, any Jewish person, his neshama was by Har Sinai, right? So now a convert, he's a Jewish person. He has a neshama of a Jew now, right? Was he by Har Sinai? If only the Jews were by Har Sinai.
You never know. Like maybe he was reincarnated as a non-Jew, and then he's.
That's a good answer.
Jewish.
That's a good answer, but it's a good answer. That's a deeper answer. Right, all that same thing's Google. That's a sold answer. It's a nice answer. It's a good answer. It's probably isn't an answer. Right. But I'll give you a hint. You know what Yisrael means? Bnei Yisrael. You know what they call them? Bnei Yisrael. You know what the word Yisrael means? Yisrael means Yashad El, meaning Hashem is straight. That's one answer. But Yisrael.
Hashem has strength.
Yashad El, straight with Hashem. Straight with Hashem El. But there's another answer. Yisrael means Yud Yesh Shin Shishim Resh Ribo Ay Aleph Otiyot Yisra El Lamed La Torah. Yesh Shishim Ribo Otiyot La Torah. What does that mean? Shishim Ribo means 60 cube by to the power of 10.
Squared? What is it?
Whatever. 60 to the power of 10. 600,000. Okay? There is 600,000 letters in the Torah. Yisrael stands for there is 600,000 letters in the Torah. What does that mean? That each letter in the Torah represents a Jewish person.
Wow.
If you go open the Torah, there's 600,000 letters in the Torah.
Not 600,000.
600,000 letters. And each letter represents a Jewish neshama. Wow. That's the question.
So the whole nation could be actually just be 600,000 people?
Again, from 20 and on, that's what you consider a man. So the question is...
And there was 600,000 people...
On Har Sinai.
Yeah, Har Sinai.
So the question is, a Ger who wasn't by Har Sinai, right? He was, in the time, let's say he was an Amalek guy, or he was a Sichon. How could he be part of this nation? How could he be on Har Sinai? Here's the answer. When Hashem went to all the other nations and he asked them, do you guys want to accept the Torah? So the majority said, what does it say? And they said, it says, Lo tirtzach, you can't kill. I said, no, I don't want that. I want to kill. I want to hunt. I want to go. I can't be part of that. The majority said, we don't want it. But there was minorities out of the Goyim that really did want it. And what? If they want the Torah, they're not going to get the Torah? Right. So Hashem says, I'm going to bring you back. Maybe now you guys are, people that didn't accept it. But later on generation, I'm bringing you guys back. This is your answer. I'm bringing you guys back. And when you convert, you're connected to those guys that really did want the Torah, but you weren't able to get it. And how we see this? We have two Torahs. There's Torah Sheba'al Peh and Torah Shebechtav. Torah Shebechtav was given by Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Torah Sheba'al Peh, which is the Gemara, all the Gemara. If you look at the Gemara, most of the holiest Tanaim, the Gemara, they come from Gerim. They come from converts. Rabbi Akiva is the highest person you could ever reach. Rabbi Akiva, right? Moshe Rabbeinu saw him in Shemayim. Rabbi Akiva is the son of a convert. His father Yosef was a convert. Rabbi Meir Ba'anes, whenever you go to Tveria, you go to his grave. Rabbi Meir Ba'anes is a big grave on the water. We all go there, there's a big grave over there. He has a huge Tana, Rabbi Meir. He was the son of a convert. We cannot understand what it means, but these were converts. How would the Torah be coming from converts? That's a lesson. That a convert now, he converted to Judaism, right? He might think, for me to reach with the Jews that already from birth are reaching, it's impossible for me. Comes the Gemara, the Tanaim, the Gerim, and they succeeded to reach levels that we can never even imagine. You know what the lesson is? Anyone can strive to reach greatness in Torah. It's not for people that are Jewish from birth. It's for anyone. You want to convert? You can reach the same level as the guy that was Jewish from birth. No one is on any different level than another person. That's what a midbar is. Midbar is everyone's equal. There's no... In the midbar, there's no land. There's no palaces. No one's rich, no one's poor. Everyone's on the same level. Everyone's in the midbar. Right. That's what it means. I want to give you an example of when I talk about Tanaim. I once said it before. You ever hear a rabbi named Hillel Hazaken?
I heard of Rabbi Hillel. Is that the same one?
Yeah, Bet Hillel.
Yeah.
Right? They don't call him Rabbi Hillel.
It's all over the Gemara.
Yeah, his name is Hillel. You know why his name is Hillel, by the way? Side note. Because if you call him Rabbi, you're limiting his status.
Limiting his status.
Hillel in itself is already that's the name. If you call him Shammai, you call him Bet Hillel, Bet Shammai. You don't call him Rabbi Hillel, Rabbi Shammai. No. Because when you put the rabbi in front of him, you're already limiting his status. You don't call him rabbi.
To a basic rabbi.
He's Hillel. Yeah. His name itself is greatness. Wow. It's an amazing lesson. But we see a lot in Torah. Abaye and Rava. You don't call him, Rabbi Rava. You just call him Rava. Abaye and Rava. Tons of times you see him like Gemara. That's a lesson from these guys. That their name itself is greatness. But I want to give you a quick little Gemara in Sukkah. It says like this. There was 80 students of Hillel Zaken. 80. Hillel Zaken was a top Tana. 80 students of his. It says the first 30, and there's 80. So it's going first 30. The first 30 of them, they had powers to hold the sun. You know what that means? No. There was a time when Yeshua, one time, he went outside and there was a war with Amalek. And the war was that if the sun is still shining, the Bnei Yisrael are going to win. The minute the sun goes down, they're going to lose. So Yeshua prayed to Hashem, and he actually stopped the sun from going down. And that day there was more hours of sunlight. That way the Bnei Yisrael were able to win. He had power to stop the sun. So these Tanaim, 2,000 years later, had the same power to stop the sun. That was the first 30. The last 30, again, was going from top to bottom. We're skipping the middle. The first 30 were able to hold the sun. The last 30, they had powers of Tichat HaMetim. They can bring back to life. That's the last 30. The middle 30, I'll read from you. The middle 30, the middle 20. 30, 30, and 20. The middle one, the smallest guy in that group was a rabbi called Rabbi Yonatan ben Uziel. Ever hear of Amuka? There's a grave in Amuka. When you don't get married, you go to this grave and you pray there. You get married. It's called Amuka. It's in the north. That's the rabbi. The smallest guy in that group, who was called Rabbi Yonatan ben Uziel, when he learned, fire would come out from his head all the way to Shamayim. Any bird that would go over his head, meaning in the airspace that he's learning in, burns. Miyad nisraf, burns on the spot. Anything goes over his head. That's Yonatan ben Uziel. Again, all these are students of, who was the Hillel. You know who the rabbi of Hillel was? The rabbi of Hillel? No. No, at the same time. Rabbi Akiva came much later. He was already students of these people. Right. Akiva came after these guys. Which even lower than these guys. Right? No, not 1600s, in the time of the Gemara, but lower than these levels, meaning after the 80. I'm going back up now. The rabbi of Hillel was two people named Shmaya and Avtayon. Converts. Again, if each one of the students were able to do Tichat HaMetim, bring people back to life, imagine who the rabbi was. These two people were converts. Tell you that the people that are converts, they can reach the highest levels. It's an amazing lesson. Anyone can reach these levels. That's what the Parashah of Yitro was speaking about. You're a convert. You sacrifice everything. You go to the midbar. You threw everything aside, and you can reach the highest greatness of level. Hashem puts the Torah, the Ten Commandments, in His Parashah. That's the lesson. Sacrifice, and know that sometimes when you learn Torah, you don't need to have luxuries around you. All you need is you and the book. That's all you need. And that's how you can reach the highest level. From Yitro. Amen. It's like, today was intimate,